Hey guys, it's Andrea. So today I have for you a video about doing a low buy. This is something that has been on my mind for about 6 months. Since basically the beginning of the year when everybody and their mother seemed to come out and say that they were doing either a no buy this year or a low buy this year. I feel like 2019 has kind of been the emergence of some like anti-consumerism sentiment in the makeup world, which I totally understand, but yet at the same time, the beginning of this year or the end of last year was the time that I was like, hey, we sold our house. I was able to actually like start buying makeup again. And I was able to do a lot of hauls as I have been. So I was busy hauling and buying all the makeup while a lot of my friends and people I watch on YouTube were doing low buys and no buys. I've been really motivated and inspired, especially by Alex, who has been doing an amazing job on her low buy. And I've been thinking a long time about how I wanted to implement it on my channel and if I wanted to do one. And I think I was really inspired last night. I came up with kind of a plan. Similar to project panning, I've always kind of felt like if I force myself to do something, I will rebel against it and I will hate it and I will actually do the opposite of what I intended to do. You know what I mean? So I feel like this, what I'm calling a low buy, but it's really kind of a budgeting plan, is gonna work for me. So I have a few categories. I have one category that is completely no buy. I have one category that is replacement only. One that is like one item per year. I have one that is one item per 2 months, one item per 3 months, and then I have a no limit category. And I feel like the no limit category is what's actually going to stop me from like being the rebel or self-sabotage. I feel like if I have one category where I'm like, you go for it, you do what you want, no rules, no limits, I'll be able to squash that rebellious nature, if you will. Okay, so let's talk about replacement only. A lot of these are easy because these are things that I do replacement only on already. So eyeliners, like liquid eyeliner, for example. I think overall, and I should say this, overall, the only thing that's going to be difficult for me is wanting to test things for you guys, because I would say like that's the kind of thing where I would only buy a new liquid liner that is kind of out of my holy grail status if I wanted to test it. And this will kind of put the kibosh on testing things in some ways and not in others, but I'm okay with the way I've set it up. So back to this, replacement only: eyeliners, mascara, lip balm, because I have like, I've discovered I love the Laneige lip sleeping mask so much that that's the only thing I want to use at night. And during the day I have a few, but until it's like winter, I really don't use many lip balms at all during the day. Skincare is replacement only. I have been going a little ham on skincare lately. Also, I have so many like gift with purchase size, deluxe sample size skincare things that I need to get through that I feel like unless it's something that I absolutely need in my life, I need to get through the things I have and then I can replace things as I go. So like eye creams, moisturizers, that kind of thing. Hair care, same thing. I don't hoard hair care mostly, but like dry shampoo, I'm just gonna buy on a replacement basis. Candles. Candles I've actually been pretty good about. I used to be worse about just buying all the Bath & Body Works, and now I really only buy them when I run out. So I have maybe like 3 big 3-wick candles, and I'm not gonna be buying any until, well, you know, I just had a thought actually. I think there will be an asterisk next to candles when it comes to Marshmallow Fireside, because when that comes out, I will hoard them. I'll buy like 12. But other than that, I don't need to buy candles. I know that maybe sounds like it defeats the purpose, but really, Marshmallow Fireside, I burn it all year round, and it only comes out in the fall. So that's why I need to hoard them in the fall. So I think that's gonna be the only asterisk next to candles. Okay, brows, same thing. I have an Anastasia dip brow that is almost gone. I have this much dip brow left. And I feel like that is actually still a lot. That's gonna get me through many months, but it's starting to dry up. I do love my Benefit Precisely My Brow pencil. This thing is amazing. And this I will repurchase like on a replacement basis. I put powder on the replacement only category. I feel like powders in general, I would normally put under like no buy because I have so many, but there's a couple, like for example the Hourglass one, I know when I run out of that I'm gonna want it again. So I'm going to put that Hourglass under the replacement only, and then pressed powder is going to be a no buy until I need to replace it. So I have like 3 or 4 and I need to use all those up before I can replace it. So that will be like a replacement only once those are used up, but the Hourglass I can replace once I use that one. I'll still have lots of other loose powders, but that one I'm giving myself a pass. Eyelashes. I put replacement only, but only in the case of my absolute favorites, which are the Kiss Lash Couture, the new Drama, what's it called? This one, the Chiffon from the Naked Drama collection, and then Gala. Those two I will buy on replacement basis, like when I run out of those ones. And then every other lash is a no buy until like until I use them all, until they can no longer be reused. Cream contour I put on here only because it's not something that I use a lot of. I have 2 and I have 1 in a palette. I feel like once I run out of the 2 that are not in a palette, I might want to replace the Hoola Quickie Contour from Benefit, and so I'm putting that under replacement only. It could be considered a no buy just because I don't see myself running out of those for probably at least a year, but it's on here. Setting spray, again, I have a full Fix Plus that I just bought. I have a few other hydrating ones, and I have right now only my Project Pan mattifying one, and once that one is used up I will buy another mattifying setting spray, but other than that, nothing. And then color corrector is also on the replacement only category, and that anyway I only buy on a replacement only basis anyway, and I just purchased one, so I won't need to do that probably for 4 or 5 months probably. So that's everything that is under the replacement only category. For the absolute no buy, I put on here lipstick, which is a toughie, because you know that I do the Every Lipstick I Wore This Month series. That's gonna be a hard one just because I really like to bring in newness to that so that you guys aren't bored, and so that I'm not bored, but at the same time I really love the lipstick that I love. Like, I have some favorites that probably don't see as much use as they should because I'm wearing a different one every single day, and I'm still gonna do that series, but I don't know. I don't want to buy any more lipstick because I don't need it, and I don't wear each individual lipstick enough to warrant buying new ones, you know what I'm saying? So that's a no buy. Bronzer is a no buy. I don't need any more bronzer. I have a couple that I really like and that will take me forever to get through. I used up an entire bronzer in my Project Pan last year, and now I know how long it takes to pan a bronzer. Glitter slash any Stila Glitter and Glow type topper eyeshadows, I don't need anymore. That's a no buy. And then nail polish, because I get gel nails done. I'm trying to hide my pinky because I'm going tonight to get it fixed, but it's really yucky. Anyways, because I get gel nails done, I never need to I never use nail polish for my regular nails. The only thing I ever use nail polish for is my toenails, and I do not need to buy any more. I have not that many because I decluttered a lot when I moved, but I don't need any more. The next category is gift set slash favorite sets. I really like the Sephora favorites sets. I think they're really good value. I get to try things that maybe I normally wouldn't have because they come in a set. They come in mini form, so you don't have to purchase the full size of something, you get it in a mini. And I want to still be able to buy those, so I did put on here 3 times a year. I'm not gonna go back to the beginning of this year and factor those things into this. We're starting from today. I should say that. We're starting from today. So I bought a favorite set like in the VIB sale. That's not gonna count. This is today going forward. Okay, that's gift set, favorite sets. The next 3 categories I did are 1 every 2 months, 1 every 3 months, and once per year. So 1 every 2 months I put foundation, because back to the whole testing things out thing, I really like testing things for you. I like testing foundations. I don't feel like I need to do it on an every weekly basis like some channels do. I just like to do it here and there when it's a foundation that interests me. So I figured once every 2 months or 6 per year is a reasonable amount of foundation to bring into my collection to test out. And then once every 3 months, these are really things, because like I said in the beginning of this video, I don't want to limit myself to the point where I'm like, oh, you can't buy a highlighter ever again? Like, no, that's not gonna work for me. So I put in here once every 3 months, so once every quarter, 4 times a year. Highlighter is one of them, because I don't need any highlighter, but God knows I want it. Blush. I don't need any blush, but every once in a while a new blush comes around and I'm like tempted by it. Primer, same thing for like testing purposes, and if I do need to replace like mattifying primers or anything like that. Concealer, I have so much, but there are ones that are favorites that I have used up that I might want to replace. And then single shadows slash pigments. I don't want to bring in a ton of single shadows to my collection. I just did a single shadow declutter. But there are things like, for example, the Touch and Soul Metalist eyeshadows. Like, who knew that I was going to fall so much in love with those? They're so beautiful. Like, if something like that comes along, I want to be able to buy it. Same thing with like the ColourPop pigments. I did not know I was gonna love them as much as I did. So, you know, I want to be able to test those things out here and there. Okay, and then once per year, fragrance. There is another asterisk. I keep saying asterisk. Asterisk. I know it's asterisk. Anyways, there's a star beside this, which is Bath & Body Works, the Marshmallow Fireside version of the body spray. I still have a couple backups, but I might buy 1 or 2 more when they come out this fall. Other than that, 1 fragrance a year. I think that is completely reasonable for me, because it's the kind of thing that I could end up foreseeably getting as a gift, you know, in addition to this list, because this list does not include gifts people give me, gift cards, things that I would buy with gift cards that are given to me as gifts, you know, received from friends as like a pass on type thing, or any PR, which PR for me is few and far between, but it does happen here and there. So none of that is included. So, you know, I might get a fragrance for my birthday, or I might even ask for a fragrance for Christmas, but I'm talking about buying it for myself. So I think that's reasonable. And I also put on here a face palette. So that's the kind of thing that I wouldn't purchase that often anyway. But again, I just want to have the option. If there's a new face palette that comes out, like I'm seriously considering the tan one from Natasha Denona. I just don't know if it's the right tones for me, but it's the kind of thing that I would consider. Also, I really loved the Charlotte Tilbury face palettes that came out. I didn't buy them, but I just want to have the option. Okay, that's everything except for my no limit category. And my no limit category has only 2 things in it. One of them is brushes, and I just wanted to put brushes in it because, you know, every once in a while I see a good deal on a brush set. I know I'm gonna use more eye brushes. I love having eye brushes, just like not having to wash them all the time. And same thing, if I want a new 239 or 242 from MAC, like those are the kind of brushes I use to death. I want to be able to use them and buy them. So that's in this category. But the main thing in this no limit category, which this is the reason that I know that I'm going to succeed, is because I'm not putting any limit on eyeshadow palettes. And if I did put a limit on eyeshadow palettes, I could just see myself busting through this and saying, forget the whole thing, I'm done with you. I've been watching a few eyeshadow palette collection videos lately, and I admire the people who don't care that they have big collections. And that's just something I relate to. I was thinking about doing a declutter of my eyeshadow palette collection, and I was looking through it. You know, I've been ranking them lately. I've been looking through it. I've been thinking about the ones I want to use that I don't get enough use. I've been thinking about rankings of them and the ones that I love and the ones I don't, and how many get used, etc. I want to free myself of the guilt of not using things. Now, I know that might seem like really like a bougie excessive problem to some people, but I don't mean it that way. What I kind of mean is like, I could have 75 palettes and they will all get used eventually. Some might get used once a year, some might get used really often. Some, you know, might just be kind of like collector's items or nostalgic items or something like that. And I want all of that to be okay, because I don't like feeling the pressure of, oh, I haven't used that in so long, but I might still love it. I just might be in the mode of using other things. And I know that maybe not everybody can relate to that, but overall, I just love eyeshadow palettes. And if a new one comes out and I want it, I just want it. So it's my money and I can do that, you know? So I think a lot of the time is we see other people and what they do and we think we should do the same thing. And I think because there's a lot of people that value, you know, having a smaller collection or decluttering, or they just kind of value their minimalist collection or have anti-consumerist views. That's all great, and I might agree with some things, but it's not me. I just want to love all the eyeshadow palettes that I have. It's really as simple as that. So I've just decided that I love my palette collection. When I was looking at it to think, should I declutter any of this stuff, there was maybe like 2 or 3 things that I was like, yeah, I could get rid of that easily without a thought. And then everything else that I looked at and I was going, well, what about this? You haven't used this in a long time. But it was still pulling at my heartstrings. Like, but I love it. So, you know, it should be all fine. It should be all fine. I've watched people that have makeup collection videos or eyeshadow palette collection videos in the hundreds, and they just love their stuff, and that's how I feel, and that's what I want to do. So in order for me to be successful in this low buy, I feel like that is the way to free myself, is to go, you can buy whatever eyeshadow palettes you want, and we're good. And I'm limiting all these other things in a way that is reasonable, in a way that I don't feel bound by or handcuffed by. And I think this is going to work really well. So this is how my low buy is going to work for me. I don't know if this is going to be the kind of thing that I'm going to do updates on, if you would even want that. There will still be some hauls. Like, also I purchased a bunch of stuff before last night when I planned this out, so there's still gonna be a couple hauls on this channel in the coming month. So all in all, overall, I feel like this is really gonna work for me. I feel like this is gonna be successful. Is there gonna be hauls still on this channel? I guess so, because, you know, there is stuff here that can be purchased, but it's probably just going to be fewer and further between. I don't know how difficult this is going to be, especially at like holiday. Am I going to feel differently then? I'm not really sure. I do think that this is a good plan though, and I think as much as I can go on a low buy, this is how it's going to get done. So that's just the long and short of it. This ended up being probably a longer video than I anticipated, but I hope that you liked it. I hope that you're still here with me at the end, and that's it for today. I hope you're having a great day. I hope that you're speaking to yourself really kindly, especially when you look in the mirror. I love you guys. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.